Hello and welcome to YouTube number 75, exposing the Jesuit Vatican shadow empire and its final thrust to enslave the peoples of the world with this fake COVID-19 virus pandemic. Welcome also to the Jesuits' real-time, real-life movie playing out in front of our eyes. We are watching the end of the Western liberal capitalist paradigm and the start of the beast communitarian fascist dictatorship roll out before our very eyes. People, we're living in a time of great treachery. Here is the present reality and warning one more time. You can believe it or not. It's your choice. Open your eyes and look around you and judge for yourself. Look at what's happening in the world right now. If you are not a Bible believer, then I ask you to listen patiently to what I'm saying and make your own assessment of the facts. But if you are a Christian, then what I'm saying should resonate and be a confirmation to you of what the Scriptures say and have been saying for thousands of years. All government leaders worldwide are working for the Jesuits. All. There are no good guys in this scenario. None. They are Masonic traitors who have all betrayed their countries and peoples for profit and are selling them into slavery to the papal Antichrist. That's their job. That's their function. That's why they're there. They are not there to help you. Get that through your head. They are not there to help you. They are there to dismantle countries, dismantle populations, to dismantle societies, and bring them into subjection to the papal Caesar of Rome, the Pope. They are all Luciferian Roman Catholic puppets serving the Pope. God is warning people right now for the last time through numerous small channels that the end of all things is near. The world will never return to what it was pre-November 17th, 2019. If you are waiting for a return to normal, then you are deceived. What was is gone forever. That's a fact. If you have never heard of the Jesuit Military Order of Rome, then I urge you to go and start at my YouTube video number 1 and learn about them, or go to my blog at darknessisfalling.com and read about them. Otherwise, what I'm saying here just won't make sense to you. Listen to these statements made by the 20th Jesuit Superior General Luigi Fortis at the secret Jesuit Conference for World Control in 1825 at Chieri in Italy. He states, and I quote, "The first generation will not belong to us. The second will nearly belong to us. The third will entirely belong to us. You well know that what we aim at is the empire of the world." Unquote. Now, if we add 3 generations, that's 60 years, to 1825, we've got 1885. He declared in 1825 that by 1885, they would have control over the world. And that is essentially correct and true, although the final details were not probably finalized until 1913, with the setting up of the Roman central bank in the USA called the Federal Reserve. Luigi Fortis further stated, and I quote, "When the ebullition or state of boiling agitation, which we are secretly fomenting, shall have reached a sufficient point, the cover shall be suddenly removed, and we shall pour our liquid fire upon those political meddlers who are ignorant and unreflecting enough to serve as tools in our hands. And our efforts will result in a revolution worthy of the name, which shall combine in one universal conquest all the conquests that have been made." And he's referring to all the conquests made by the Jesuits prior to, up to 1825. For I would not have it lost of that our chief concern must be to mold the people to our purpose. Yes, the people are the vast domain we have to conquer. The higher classes are always very inaccessible to the lower ones. Let us nourish their mutual antipathy. Let us accustom the mob, which is in fact an implement of power, to look upon us as its warmest advocates. Favoring its desires, let us feed the fire of its wrath and open to its view a golden age, the New World Order. Unquote. So here he's saying exactly what they have accomplished so far. They have fooled the world into believing there is a golden age coming. This new age, golden age. It isn't going to happen, people. It's a lie. These threats are now complete and fully realized in the Jesuit Vatican, United Nations New World Order. As I write this, it took the Jesuits just 195 years to take full control of all world systems. You can find these quotes in the book called The Jesuit Conspiracy, The Secret Plan of the Order, written by ex-Jesuit Jacopo Leone and published in 1848 in France. You can download the PDF from my website, and I'll put the link in the description box below. A Jesuit motto is, and I quote, "We never forgive and we never forget." Unquote. They were evicted from countries and states 83 times over the last 500 years and are now enacting their revenge against humanity. No one will be spared in this last purge of humanity, and they will show no mercy. Why? Because they are the sons of Satan, and they are God's instrument of punishment on a disobedient and wicked humanity. The Jesuits are doing what they are doing because God allows it. He is in total control, and He does punish the wicked and the rebellious. And He's using the Jesuits to do it. Jesus Christ said in Mark chapter 4, verses 22 to 25, "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. If any man has ears to hear, let him hear. And he said unto them, Take heed what you hear. With what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you. And unto you that hear shall more be given. For he that has, to him shall be given. And he that has not, from him shall be taken, even that which he has." Do you have? Or are you a have-not? This is the question you must ask yourself. Do you have the truth? Or are you living in a lie? I pray that your ears will be opened to what I'm saying here, and that you will receive and be one of those who have the truth, so that you can position yourself accordingly to what is coming very shortly. God is now revealing what is happening in these last days. Can you hear what the Spirit of God is saying? Are your ears open? This may be your last chance to hear the truth. Only a few are telling the truth because the Jesuits are the info highway gatekeepers, and truth is being heavily suppressed. They control Google. They control Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. All the online portals are controlled. They are not free. They are being censored heavily right now. And they are allowing people to hear what they want them to hear. They do control information. People, we are living in the new dark age where people are living in fear of viruses out of superstition. Viruses that are mostly beneficial and necessary to human health. High-tech, mass ignorance, and blind reliance on proxy Roman governments by world populations today have converged to create a perfect storm, which the Jesuits have orchestrated. It's all been planned. It's been planned for hundreds of years, what is happening now. This scenario has been coming for centuries. Now it is here. This is occurring because people have rejected the truths of the Word of God, the Bible, and instead worship the false knowledge god of the science cult and its high priests, the doctors and scientists. Listen to them and you will die. That is a fact. For 2,000 years, the gospel of Jesus Christ has gone out in waves unto the ends of the earth, but most have rejected it from generation to generation. When these godless governmental spokesmen and women make a pronouncement, people believe every word they say without question, as if they were the arbiters of truth. When they lie for the sake of financial gain and power, people just believe them blindly. The herd mentality is, these people are the pros and have all the answers, so they know better. Wrong. Nothing could be further from the truth. In a corrupt and fallen world such as the one we live in, people are out of their minds to blindly trust what manipulative, self-entitled political and science practitioners have to say. Politicians, academia, and now scientists are in bed together under Roman control and have been since the Jesuits constructed the Enlightenment 300 years ago. The false science agenda is being pushed from every angle, and like sheep, people just suck it up without critically assessing the motivations behind that pseudo-science agenda. Let's begin with a few facts about viruses, what they are and what they can't do. First of all, it is extremely difficult for viruses to be transmitted from person to person. Now it's being suggested in media articles that viruses can be transmitted in fecal matter. This is spurious and clouds the facts. Transmission of viruses by pets or other animals is also spurious. There are a number of groups of viruses in every human body, such as adenoviruses, retroviruses, bacteriophages, and coronaviruses. These viruses perform many essential functions in the body and in nature. Here's a very relevant quote from a YouTube commentator named Frankly UK, and I quote, "We are all born with a countless variety of cellular viruses that are grouped under the umbrella of coronaviruses. These viruses, known as exosomes, reside in every cell inside your body. They are an essential part of the human immune system. Exosomes remain dormant until cells become toxic. When that happens, they activate to detoxify and protect the cells. It is this detoxification that can give you the symptoms of mild to severe cold or flu. By dint of the fact that every human being on the planet has coronavirus, it is a safe bet that everyone who is tested for coronavirus will test positive for, yes, you've guessed it, coronavirus. So why do you think the powers that be decided their killer virus of choice for their deadly pandemic psyop would be the coronavirus? It's not rocket science, is it?" Unquote. Think about this, people. This is the fact. Yes, viruses can cause a problem when and if the immune system is compromised from factors like poor diet or serious underlying illnesses, but most healthy people are robust enough to fight off any viral outbreak, resulting mostly in the common flu or cold. Full recovery is the norm for most people, not otherwise. Not otherwise. Only severely immunocompromised elderly people, or maybe very, very young infants, may from time to time succumb to flu because of mostly respiratory failure. The greatest pandemic in human recorded history was the Spanish flu, which killed between 50 and 100 million people worldwide by the end of 1919. This flu wasn't caused by farm pigs in the USA as is claimed, and it didn't originate in Spain either. This is the lie that has been written into official history by the Jesuits. It was started by the mass vaccination of military personnel and civilians just prior to the end of World War I in 1918 by world governments in conjunction with pharmaceutical companies. It was an experiment, and people were the unwitting guinea pigs. They just did as they were told for the most part and allowed themselves to be vaccinated under government pressure. And we know the result. People died en masse worldwide. Most governments at that time followed the direction of the predecessor organization to the World Health Organization, or the WHO, called the International Sanitary Conferences, begun in 1851 under the control of the Jesuit Military Order of Rome. Yes, they were. All these world organizations are controlled by the Vatican. Between 1851 and 1938, there were 14 conferences held. The Pan American Sanitary Bureau was created in 1902, and it is this Vatican organization that organized mass vaccinations worldwide. People received multiple vaccines, which was called the double blow vaccine. One compromised the immune system and the other caused pneumonia. People died like flies from the toxic vaccine poisoning. They had no resistance to the double whammy. Those who resisted the government scare campaigns to vaccinate never got sick and lived to tell their stories. And a classic example is the country of Greece. The government refused to vaccinate the people of Greece, and no one died of the Spanish flu. No one. Viruses are introduced, or lethal viruses are introduced into the body artificially via vaccines. Viruses must be injected into the body in order to make a body sick. They can't be contracted through the air. Can't. From surfaces and from other people. Can't. Listen to me, people. Masks, protective gear, and isolation are absolutely useless. These are used as a scare tactic to make a fake pandemic look serious. And it's used by the media all the time. You see people walking around in all this gear, and it looks scary. And it's done deliberately to scare people and make them fearful of a threat that is a non-threat. This information was taken from an extract of a book titled Vaccination, the Silent Killer, page 28, written by Ida Honoroff and Eleanor McBean and published in 1977. This book is still available, or was available, from Amazon. It may never be reprinted because this kind of book is not beneficial to the Jesuits' scare campaign of keeping everybody in fear and, what would you call it? Ignorance. Fear and ignorance. This is what keeps this pandemic going, because the pandemic is not real. So, what are the Jesuit-controlled puppets doing today, the 17th of April, 2020? Where is this fake pandemic leading the world? We are now in a holding period as all people are being pushed to the point of economic desperation. It's unprecedented in world history what they are doing to destroy economies. The Jesuits understand human psychology better than anyone because they invented it. Their puppets, Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, wrote the playbook that they use. They know that they just have to wait until everyone is broken and crying out for a return to normal, and that is beginning to happen already. People cannot survive 6 months without working. It's impossible. They know this. The date for a safe return to normal keeps getting extended out and will do so until everyone can be coerced into accepting and submitting to taking the mRNA, DNA, gene-altering, infrared readable, ID 2020 nanochip vaccine 3-in-1 combo in the wrist or forehead. That was prophesied more than 1900 years ago in Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 to 17. And I'll read it. And he causes, who's he? The beast, the final papal antichrist. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Think about that. That is what is looming right ahead of us. People, the whole world is believing the virus vaccine lie, the last phase of the great delusion spoken of in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 11 and 12, which includes the Big Bang, evolution, deep space, God is dead, and man is God, and making his own New Age golden destiny fictions. They're all fictions invented by the Jesuits. All lies combining to make one great lie, one great deception, the great delusion. God has sent this delusion on mankind as judgment because the heart of man is continually and increasingly toward rebellion, sin, and ever greater wickedness. And we see it all around us. Let's have a look at recent developments in the beast MSM or mainstream news. What are the Jesuits telling us? You have to read between the lines to understand what they are indicating is coming up next. First of all, the USA, the first domino, has fallen and ceased to exist. Trump is just a figurehead, fooling Americans by keeping up the facade of normalcy. He ceased to be a president, officially, 7 days ago. All power has been handed to FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Authority, which is controlled 100% by the Jesuits. Under the smokescreen of the fake virus, the USA is being dismantled and divided militarily into separate regions right now. And there's videos on YouTube of American military equipment moving all over the country. What do you think they're using this military equipment for? What do you think they're going to use it for? They're going to use it against American citizens. While Americans are totally distracted, they are being herded into house arrest and surrounded by UN, American, Chinese, and Russian mercenaries who will show no mercy if they resist. The American dollar must be destroyed in order to bring in the Jesuits' new one world digital currency. It just makes sense, folks. They can't have all these currencies running around the world. They want one currency with everyone linked to it and controlled. All Christians, Jews, and dissidents who will not take the vaccine mark must be eradicated. This is the Jesuit program and has been the Roman Catholic program and originally the Roman program for 2,000 years. They have not stopped eradicating Christians, Jews, and any dissidents who will not capitulate and serve the Roman beast. Number 2, why are selected world officials suddenly attacking the WHO in the media, the World Health Organization? Trump refuses to pay the WHO. Really? Trump is nobody. He has no authority to do anything. He is a figurehead. He is a puppet. No one tells WHO what to do. It is a Vatican agency. The media is lying once again, showing the inverse, the satanic inverse of the real power structure. All world leaders are toothless tigers, bluffing their populations. If people call the bluff, then they are attacked with force and crushed. And Historically, we see this over and over and over again. Wake up, people, to the truth of real history. It's there for you to read and for you to know. The real reason for this attack on the WHO is a Vatican agency, and attacking it keeps everyone distracted from the Vatican itself. People don't see the connection. It's yet another media smokescreen. Number 3. Finally, the Jesuits have pushed the number of cases to 2 million in order to lend credibility to this fake pandemic by labeling all those who test positive to a coronavirus as being a case. Absolutely crazy. Every living soul will test positive because everyone has coronaviruses of some kind in their bodies. The number of alleged deaths worldwide is now at 149,000. This is far from a pandemic, nor is it spectacular. These deaths are completely in line with the annual 650,000 deaths from the common cold or flu, if in fact they are true statistics. Question everything, people. Evidence from numerous medical eyewitnesses points strongly to the contrary, that these are in fact true statistics. Number 4. Let's have a look at the occult numerology calendar significance of November 17th, 2019, when the first virus scare announcement occurred. And from the November 17, 2019 to May the 1st is exactly 166 days. Now, what is significant about May the 1st? I'll explain. What are the chances of this period of time being exactly 166 days? Personally, I believe that the final tribulation period written in Revelation began on the 17th of November 2019 and will extend out from there for 3.5 years or 42 months, just as the Bible declares. If you disagree with that, that's fine. Time will tell whether I'm right or wrong. It is neither here nor there. The 17th of November 2019 adds up to 6 or 9. 6 or 9, doesn't matter. It's a 6. And the 1st of May 20 adds up to 66. Put them together, you've got 6, 6, 6. We are about to enter a period of high satanic ritual incorporating human sacrifice starting April 19th to May the 1st. This is a blood sacrifice to the beast. This is what the Satanists do every year. Fire sacrifice is required on April the 19th, which is 2 days away. April the 30th and to May the 1st is the Beltane Occult Festival, also called Walpurgis Night. This is the highest day on the Druidic witches' calendar. May the 1st is the Illuminati's second most sacred holiday. Human sacrifice is required at this time. So all over the world, human sacrifices will be made to Lucifer or Satan, releasing evil of unprecedented quantity. This is a very significant time, people, when they are rolling out this pandemic, this fake pandemic. It coincides perfectly with the occult calendar because the people who are doing this are all Satanists. The Jesuits are Satanists. They are not pious Christian Roman Catholic priests. Nothing to do with it. They are Satanists and worship Lucifer. And we have seen this over and over again. The evidence is there if you want to hear it. Number 5, the Spanish flu info. From 1919 to 2019 equals 101 years. And 101 simply equals 11. And in occult numerology, this is a satanic anniversary. 11. 101 equals 11. Anything 101 equals 11. And the 1 or 11 represents the two Masonic pillars. It is a satanic anniversary. That is why they are rolling this pandemic out now, 101 years later. It was all planned, people. Number 6, pets and the coronavirus connection is just another distraction. Ignore it. It's not true. You can't get coronaviruses or any viruses from your pets. It's all nonsense. It's just another level of fear that they are adding to that they've already created. Number 7, immunity passports are already being touted in Europe as necessary for the return of any person to normal life. This is just more predictive programming for the ID 2020 miracle vaccine that is soon to be rolled out. They're getting people used to this idea of immunity passport or idea. People's minds are being prepared for the big vaccine event or rollout. Number 8, hospitals are not overloaded as is claimed. This is a media fabrication, and many insiders have witnessed and revealed, testified that this is the case. It is all a construct. It is theater, media theater, to make everybody believe that hospitals are overloaded and people are freaking out and they're so overworked, and turning any kind of medical worker into some kind of hero. Well, it is a noble work that they do, but they are not heroes. This is what the Jesuits do. They create fake heroes for people to eulogize and worship. Don't do this. First of all, these people are just doing their job. Secondly, hospitals are not overloaded. It's a fabrication. This setting up of tents and hospital ships and all these makeshift facilities to handle the coronavirus overload is nonsense. These facilities are empty. And if they are going to be used, they're going to be used for incarceration of dissidents. Please wake up and look at what is really going on. Read between the lines, people, and see what these people, these evil people, are doing. They use the media against you. Number 9, statistics are being manufactured from all deaths in order to inflate virus deaths. This is necessary to create seriousness, an air of seriousness worldwide, which puts people into a state of fear. On April 15th, Trump announced that New York added 3,000 deaths from heart attacks caused by the virus. Really? 3,000 heart attacks caused by a harmless virus? And they've created a mass grave on Hard Island of unclaimed bodies. Really? Thousands of unclaimed bodies? Think about it, people. It just doesn't make sense. I guarantee they're burying empty boxes in the ground. It's all a media stunt. You cannot find these thousands, tens of thousands, now nearly 150,000 dead bodies everywhere. It's just not true. Number 10, anti-vaxxers, people who are trying to tell the truth, are being painted by the media, in particular a very vicious media outlet called A Current Affair in Australia, as dangerous, irresponsible, and uninformed when they have the right to voice their opinion and speak the truth. People have the right to hear both sides of the argument and to make up their own minds based on the facts. These people are being painted as spouting fictions. They are not. They are speaking the truth. Vaccines are dangerous, and they are being used to kill children and maim children and impair children en masse across the world. It's a Holocaust, and it's not in the media, so people are not hearing about it. Protect your children. Do not vaccinate. Do not take any vaccinations. I urge you, do not do it. Vaccinations will impair you or kill you or prevent you from entering the kingdom of God forever. Do not take any vaccinations. Number 11, China is still being accused of malfeasance and being made into a scapegoat to create another fictitious enemy. This is what the Jesuits do. They create enemies. They divide people. They create these monsters, countries who are being irresponsible, people who are being irresponsible. They are not the enemy. They are a distraction, another smokescreen away from Rome, away from what the Jesuits and their power hierarchy are doing right now in plain sight. Do not pay attention to these fake news stories. China is not the enemy. The Chinese people are not the enemy. It is the people who control China, the Jesuits, who are the enemy. Excuse me. Number 12. Again and again we hear the flattening the curve lie. Well, there is no curve. So there's no curve to flatten. This is jargon to continue the lie and continue the fear campaign against all humanity. This jargon legitimizes the fake, open-ended medical inquisition against humanity. And this is a medical inquisition being orchestrated against all humanity by the Jesuit Military Order of Rome. They are the masters of inquisition. That is what they are doing right now. They can literally place the world under false house arrest with absolute impunity and smash families and livelihoods and take away all the freedoms that you have previously enjoyed. They have this power, people. They control all world systems. Listen up. What I'm telling you is the truth. I have nothing to benefit from telling you any lies. I'm here to warn you because this is a work of love that I'm doing. I do not get paid. I am one man trying to warn the world. Number 13. Finally, the most disturbing part of this pandemic is the civil resistance movement that is now happening worldwide in various countries. The people who are participating are deluded. They do not understand the control the Jesuits have over every country. This is just what the Jesuits want. They are flushing out the dissidents. Jesuit intelligence agencies are monitoring who is awake and who will fight back, who will protest, who will get out on the street. They control all world intelligence agencies through their CIA or Catholics in Action agency. It's all controlled. They are watching to see who will fight back, who will respond. Once they have identified their resistors, they will be rounded up and eliminated. Do not protest, people. Protest is futile. Once you've been identified, you will be liquidated. That is how the Roman military machine operates. It's happened many, many times over the last 2,000 years. This is just the last time this will occur. This is an age-old military strategy of flushing out your opponents. That is what is occurring right now. Push your enemy into a corner and then see if he capitulates or fights back. If you are watching this resistance somewhere on alternative media and feel thrilled that this will result in a return to normal, then you really don't know your enemy, the Jesuits. They are not stupid. They have not taken control of all the world because they are idiots. It took them 500 years to get here. And they are not going to let go now. Not for you or anybody else or any resistance movement. Don't believe that James Corbett of the Corbett Report when he declares, and I quote, "You control reality. You control your reality." No, you do not control reality. This is a lie meant to give you a false hope. Don't believe Jeff Berwick either when he says you can end the lockdown tomorrow. Both of these internet spokesmen, among others, are prominent because they are funded by the Jesuit money machine. Oh, yes, they are. They are not independent outlets. No, sir. Their money, if you want to trace it back, will come from Masonic business enterprises. And these are all controlled by the Jesuits of Rome. They are gatekeepers encouraging anarchy and rebellion and foster the false illusion that you can be free of the Jesuit world system. They are drawing out the rebels, those who are still awake and refuse compliance, those who are dreaming that everything will return to normal and there will be a golden age of mankind tomorrow. Do not believe this lie. These men are Jesuit plants and a honey trap to lure you into a false hope. People, the Jesuits totally control the internet. They only allow my channel, this channel, to continue because they deem me unthreatening and an insignificant voice. I don't have millions of subscribers. I don't get millions of views. So they deem me insignificant and let me continue. I am being allowed to continue. I understand this. I don't encourage social rebellion against their political authority, but I do against their spiritual and economic authority. I encourage people to reject their 3-in-1 mark of the beast ID 2020 nanochip infrared vaccine that is coming soon. Salvation is an individual response to God, not a group response to try and stop the Roman fourth beast of Daniel world government. You will not stop it. You will not be successful. These resistors and protesters are walking right into a death trap and are totally oblivious to it. They are being tracked and recorded. Civil disobedience is being encouraged and will result in death. It is futile. Don't do it. You have been warned. The Jesuits will use force ruthlessly, and they control all law enforcement and militaries worldwide. And if you think you're going to run off into the forest and you're some kind of crazy prepper that has got all his provisions, you're deluded. They have heat, they have thermal imaging, high altitude drones equipped with direct energy weapons. And they can zap you wherever you are on this flat earth plane. You will not escape. They will rout you out sooner or later. Are these people's actions honorable, these resistors? Sure they are, but what is happening is God's will. And they are trying to thwart God's plan by resisting the rulership of evil that God has allowed. He's allowed it under Satan in order to judge men who have rejected his kingship and his plan for salvation. That's what's happening. The beast system must rise and control the earth for a time before God destroys it. So what is happening is totally in God's plan. He foresees and foresaw the beginning from the end. The future golden age of man without God is not part of God's plan. What is happening cannot be altered by man. This is a spiritual showdown between God and Satan, and man is caught in the middle with a very important choice to make. That's what this is all about. A choice. The big question remains, who will you pledge allegiance to? Good or evil? God or Satan? That is all that this is all about. That is where the rubber meets the road, people. What will your response be? Who has the power to shut down the whole world? This has never happened before. It is absolutely certain that the campaign of propaganda and lies will continue to build the hype around this fake killer virus. This is not going to stop. Bill Gates has personally said this will not stop. Things will not return to normal until everyone worldwide has been vaccinated. Listen up. This is the real agenda. Every manner of diabolical trick is being pulled out of the Jesuit playbook by which to deceive mankind and maintain the illusion of a world emergency. For the sake of safety and security. That's what it's all about. Safety and security. Exactly the same things that the Bible said people will be crying at the very end. They want safety, peace, and security. The whole purpose is to get all people to take the mark of the beast vaccine. Everything that's been happening in the last 100 years has been working towards this huge event. We will watch this scenario unfold with many twists and turns in the days, weeks, and months to come. They will pull out all stops to lure or trick people into taking their miracle vaccine. Do not take the vaccine. I'm warning you. That is Satan's #1 objective. They can't make you take it, though. They can't make you take it. You have a choice. God is watching. He knows whether you're going to voluntarily take it and serve the world beast system or reject it and serve God. He's watching. It's all being recorded, people. Do not believe everything you see or hear on TV, as most of it is disinformation, deliberately designed to mislead and misinform. Question everything you are being told. Everything. The whole world system is saturated with lies and liars. Cross-check all info to verify its truthfulness. Above all, read the Bible. It is the only benchmark of truth in the world today. The only one. So if you reject the Bible, there's no hope that you'll ever find the truth. Once again, if this is your first time on this channel, I urge you to go back to video #1 and learn about the true enemy of mankind, the Jesuit Military Order of Rome. There are more than 80 videos which will give you a good overview of what's been happening over the last 500 years. Also, please read the blogs and use the materials on my website at darknessisfalling.com. People, Jesus Christ is the only way to salvation. No government authority or organization can save your soul. Only Jesus Christ, who is God. No one can rescue you from the world dictatorship that is coming soon. No one. Everyone will face it alone. If you are on another religious path aside from Jesus Christ, then you are on the wide road to destruction. The Bible clearly states so. In John chapter 14 and verse 6, it clearly states, Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes unto the Father but by me. There is only one way to God, not many. Only one way, and that is through Jesus Christ. If you don't have Him, you will perish eternally. That is the truth. Please consider very carefully what I'm saying. This video is both a warning and an invitation to repent of your sins and turn back to God before it's too late. The Bible is the truth and has remained so to the present day. You can believe every word of it. You can trust God that He has not lied to us. Thank you for listening, and I pray that God will continue to open your eyes to the truth about the Luciferian Jesuits and their spiritual deception that has blinded the eyes of mankind. Darkness is falling rapidly, and time is running out for mankind and for you who is listening at the moment, for you who are listening. If you can, please share this important information with others who are willing to listen so that they too may be warned and they may prepare themselves for what is coming. I hope to see you in the next video, but should I be prevented, may God bless you richly in the perilous days that lie ahead.